And someone really hates juice. I don't know why they hate juice so much. No shot, are we playing in Zombie Galacti? Oh no, we're playing as Airisham. Got it. I bet they just queued up the wrong deck. Okay. I do think that this is a choice. Yes. I'm certainly making a choice with using trying to use Penny in this deck, and it's probably the wrong choice, but I do like getting the extra merge. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I feel like it's a good choice here. Again, might regret that entirely. But, I don't know, until I really start regretting it, I'm going to keep playing it. I've got Merlin immediately, though. The deck tracker's just absolutely cooked right now. I'm not even going to bother trying to figure it out, because they're not running my Werewolf by Night. They're not running discard stuff. They're running Airisham with Zombie Galacti, so go figure what they're actually doing. Let's throw Werewolf by Night in this lane. They currently have Prio. I can't deal with that. What's going on, Toxic? How you doing? Get a shout out for Toxic. Appreciate you, my man. What am I doing on this turn? I do have... honestly, is it just going to be like, I kind of like the idea of just going Red Guardian into... What if I go Agony into Red Guardian? Merge the Red Guardian with Agony. Or I get to do, instead of any of that, what if I just go Red Guardian into Once and Future? And I kind of like this better. Oh, they're just running Shang-Chi. Okay, cool. Sasquatch. All right. That's not amazing. I probably don't want to put both of them in the same lane, but also I do want to be able to cycle the Red Guardian. What's going on, Sebastian? I am standing right now. I'm standing right now. What's going on? What's going on, Clip? I can... That's what happens when I do all this live. I don't know. The opponent's dex tracker is just going to be screwed up, apparently. What do we want here? I guess... What I can do is I can go... Nico... I can just keep punching the Sasquatch. But I actually feel like I want to go... Nico here... into... Can I copy Agony instead? Then go Red Guardian. Into Polymorph Red Guardian. And then play Once in Future on Nico. Just basically moving my stuff everywhere right now. I guess actually I'd want to do it this way. I'd want to go Red Guardian over here, and then I go Polymorph in the middle lane. And then Once in Future mid, then Polymorph this lane. So Werewolf by Night's going to end up with a bunch of power over here. I think this is the play. I honestly am completely uncertain. They're just playing Thanos there. It's a switch. Oh, you want me to sit back down? Cool. We just started stream, and I was going to try to stand up for a little bit when starting, but that's fair. That I just don't get to do that. All right, we can swap back to the sitting desk. That's on me for having that as an option anyway. Nico copying the card is fine here. Polymorph on the Red Guardian. It means it's a Phoenix. That's insane. Okay, there's no way. That is in no way, shape, or form a consistent plan. But that's sick. We also have the Werewolf by Night, which is going to get a bunch of power across the entire board. I was going to have, on this final turn, I was going to have 8 power, or 8 energy, and I could have at least played, Agony into Man-Spider just to get a bunch of power with this stuff. And hopefully I would have drawn another on reveal, so I could have done stuff there. But deck tracker is completely busted. I'm going to give up on that. But let's go back into games. Let's keep playing this stuff, because this is a lot of fun. How much did I pay Ben for that? That's a great question. Well, it does only say for a few minutes you have to sit /jam. Oh, that's true. Streamer cheating? Shush, hush. Anyway, I'm stoked about this stuff. Why are we playing against Galacti? The Zombie Galacti is not an actual real deck, I don't think, so I don't know why people are still playing it. Merlin early on is great here. We do have Man-Spider. We got the new card. Thunderbolt's Tower? Mostly middling? Sure. You got Creative House Pocket sticker Black Cat as your variant this week. Ooh, fun. Don't hit Red Guardian. I think we win. Yeah, the variants this week are, or this season are stellar. I'm just annoyed that they keep, I don't like the $20 variants. Like, that's not worth it to me. I like, SGG was in here a second ago. I cannot believe that, I don't know why, or I don't know how he does it, straight up. Was this hit by Surge? It was a Surge card, so they lost the Surge bonus, which is a big deal. We can polymorph the Red Guardian into playing... Can I just Gladiator? Right? I feel like we can just Gladiator instead. We win this lane, and then I can also do some fun Man-Spider stuff. Let's do this. Dracula on the Misery is actually kind of good for us, right? Superior Spider-Man. Hey, you know, Tuck was talking about how Adam Warlock with Superior Spider-Man was the real combo. I don't know if I agree entirely, but why did my Dracula give the bonus? It shouldn't. I guess that was just a visual bug. Okay. Anyway. If I go Penny Parker, Once in Future, Omniversal Presence into Agony, which I guess it could destroy this lane, right? I might be able to just have Man-Spider go over here. And actually, I will be able to, on my next turn, depending on what the next card I get is, right? We can go... Actually, I think do we want to send Penny back in? No, it's probably best to send Dracula back in the deck, I think. We go Dracula here. Once in Future here into Agony Penny. Because then we can have this merge with the Man-Spider. And we get +3 energy next turn. Yeah, this is best case scenario. Which, oh, to be fair, I am allowing their Adam Warlock to potentially trigger, and that's a mistake. This... I don't love it. But I think I'm okay. Wow, never mind. That's great. That's great. Their Shuri, now that does nothing for... their Shuri does nothing for them anymore, which is amazing for me. Of course, that was all according to plan. Gladiator is not... I don't know why Gladiator keeps buffing up their cards, but it is what it is. Man-Spider... They're getting one change over here. Man-Spider into... Because this isn't going to change. Right? I know. I'm so smart for just, you know, setting up all this variance to work out in my favor. I think it's just this, right? That's the first Man-Spider hit we've had all day. Or at least all stream so far. And it's not amazing. They get +1 power in the left lane. Oh, they get +2. I don't like that we didn't see that Zombie Galacti was, or Shuri was chosen by Zombie Galacti in the middle lane. Maybe, actually, if I could have, I wonder if I could have clicked it to see it. Maybe I could have clicked it to see it. But it didn't have the same effect that that Jennifer Kale did. And I guess that's the same reason that we didn't see it on Surge either. I don't love that. I get why I don't love it. That's a different thing entirely. I don't know why we faced Zombie Galacti, I guess already twice today. But at least we got a Man-Spider merge. Let's keep going. Starting off with Nico, giving us a Destroy to draw 2. Yeah, that's the stuff I've heard people talking about, where it's like Luna with Man-Spider, Red Skull Taskmaster, and I think that that's going to be probably a better home for this deck, right? I'm not going to... And I think that's fair. I'm not going to try to say that I'm doing the best deck for this, because I'm actively not. I just really like the idea of doing this. So I wanted to do this, is basically my answer. I wanted to do this stuff. Which, again, I'm not going to say it's good, but it felt like a fun idea to me. So take that as you will. Polymorphing, nothing really great to polymorph immediately. What I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to use Gladiator at the middle lane, but I just don't like the options I currently have. I can go Nico here. Am I okay with just playing Nico for now? I think I'm just going to play Nico for now. I'm going to go Gladiator next turn in the middle lane. I could just... Yeah, I'm going to go Gladiator middle lane next turn. Or I could just do it now. Yeah, you know what? I'm never punished. 5 costs might just be your least favorite cost. That's entirely fair. I think 5 costs have continually been one of the most awkward costs in Marvel Snap. And Second Dinner, I think, in the past has addressed that and said that they are actively trying to work on it and make it potentially better. But that doesn't mean that they've always succeeded, and it's, you know, doing amazing all the time. What do I want to do with this? I can Ghost Spider the Gladiator over here. Ghost Spider Gladiator over here. I can go Nico here. I don't like this setup. Honestly, am I just playing like a Juggernaut? God, I feel like it's just Juggernaut. I wish there was something better I could do. It's just Juggernaut. Juggernaut dodging the OTA this week, which I didn't put a video out, and I don't think I will be due to the fact that it is going to be much later. Yeah, we got to hit the Ghost Spider. That's really good for us there. Into Dagger. God, that's amazing. That's good stuff. Got a 2x mode on Nico. Interesting. Honestly, a Misery, just playing Misery alone, does make it so Man Spider can just eat the Misery, and that's it. That might be enough. Is this them playing like a Doctor Strange over here? No, they didn't play Doctor Strange. They're going to play... I mean, they're just going to activate Sparky. Is their plan here, probably? Which I think I'm more than fine with right now. Right, that doesn't hurt me. Activate Sparky, then move Human Torch over here. I can just play... I'm going to play Man Spider in this lane. And then I'm just going to play a Ghost Spider over here. Or do we want, like, 19 triggers of... Like, that's... Right? How do we win 2 lanes? And do we win 2 lanes by doing some, like, 19 triggers with Nico Ghost Spider things, right? Is that better for us? And I think that might be. I can go once in future. Into Nico. I just have to end with not Nico Ghost Spider in that lane. Nico... Actually, is that going to still work? Yeah, that would still pull stuff over. This... Then I could go with a... Polymorph. It doesn't matter which one I'm playing because the Cosmos here. Once in future into Omniversal Presence in the left lane to move Werewolf by Night over to the left lane, add 2 points to Merlin, and we also are going to keep 17 points in the right lane, and they're moving Human Torch away from here. And I think we actually will outpower a Human Torch. It's going to be 30 power Human Torch, so they'll be at 34 power. Let's hope and cope. Oh, he just went to middle? Oh. That's awkward for us. We might still be okay, actually. That's already there. Ghost Spider pulls it back over to the right lane. Is this actually... We still win the right lane? Yeah, we're good. Because even though we don't get the triggers of the on reveals at the middle, which, by the way, I did forget the Human Torch is at the middle lane, not the left lane, we still get, what is it? Werewolf by Night still recognizes it as me playing that. So, there you go. It doesn't say that the card has to get resolved there. It says it has to play there. And I do actually lose this game if Human Torch is in the left lane. Yep. I'd be losing by exactly 1 point. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Actually, I wonder if it still would have happened if the Juggernaut wasn't there. In the end, it worked out. Next game. Alrighty, nothing to play on turn 1, but it does mean I can just go Merlin into Werewolf by Night. They're playing a lot of move stuff. Can you believe that people are going to be playing move cards in this new season? I know, it's crazy. Vormir does mean that I can actually just play a skill into here, and that does get blown up instead of anything else. 2 different activators right now. Probably going with Human Torch things. I'm really going to want to be able to do like a Red Guardian sooner rather than later if I can. That's not Red Guardian. Let's go Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night's going to be fine for now. We'll probably next turn, I'm going to generate one more Merlin spell. They have Human Torch already. That sucks. Human Torch already on the board might mean that I'm going to be in trouble here. We'll see. But I'm going to go Polymorph over here to move Werewolf by Night into this lane. I'm going to go Penny in this lane over here. And then I'm just going to keep cycling my skills to just keep moving Werewolf by Night. Yeah, they're activating Human Torch. Getting it to a lot of points here. Oh, it's move bounce. Interesting. I don't love it. I think my Juggernaut might be able to do a lot of big things on some of the later turns this game. We'll see. I've got Man Spider, though. I've got the Universal Presence. Interesting. What if I go Agony here? Hear me out. What if I go Agony here? Omniversal Presence here, and then Spider in this lane. Because if Spider hits Agony or Penny Parker, it basically still lets me set up with Man Spider for next turn. And as long as this is my last play, it will still merge with Agony or Spider. Are they just playing Human Torch and Beast? What are they doing? They lose that. Who do I lose? Misery. I think I'm okay with losing Misery here. I keep Gladiator. I don't mind that. Werewolf by Night goes to the left lane. Spider hits. If it hits Penny Parker, Agony will also merge into Penny Parker at this point and give me +2 energy for next turn, which means I can play both Gladiator and Man Spider next turn, and it also lets Werewolf by Night get an extra trigger in that right lane. This is kind of big. Now, they do have a lot of points, obviously, over here as well. They've got Madam Web. They're going to have 44 points. Can I beat the 44? Legitimately, I feel like I can beat 44 points. If I move Penny over here. Actually, I guess it doesn't technically matter in terms of moving Penny, but I'm doing it anyway. Play Man Spider over here. It will merge with this Penny Parker, which should get me to... maybe I don't want to do it that way. I don't know if I want to end... I don't know where they're going to end up with their points. I think I'm going to do this. I might regret my choices in life. I think it's this. I think this is my safest option currently. This could easily lose the game because we don't know where their points are going to end up. But I'm going to hope it's okay. Red Skull. Into Aranya. Wait. Are we kind of okay? I feel like we might be. Merging all that. Getting to 24. Werewolf by Night jumps over there. Gladiator jumps, has this stuff. And I think we get to 27 in the right lane. No, 29 because of Red Skull. Whoo! Listen, I can say that was skill, but it was a pure 50-50 on where they ended the Human Torch. If they ended Human Torch in the left lane, I lose. If they ended it middle, I win. It's a 50-50, and I won that. So I'm not going to complain, but I'm also going to try to be a good enough gamer that I can know the differences between when I'm actually, when I won it due to skill and when I won it due to a coin flip. This was a coin flip, and I won. So let's enjoy that and move to the next one. Let's wait. I'm glad it's fun. That's good. Let's see. Merlin's a good start for now. The mercury thing, I think one of the biggest things I'm really enjoying about... Oh, I lose werewolf. I don't love that. I get man spider. They lose vision. This just moves stuff? So vision isn't a 5/9. The upcoming OTA was I was gonna say data mined. It wasn't data mined. It was just they announced it. And they will be making they'll be adding a point of power onto vision. I'm gonna just hit Jeff here because they've got a lot of movement cards and I'm a little bit scared. And I can also once in future this card. Oh, this is like an electro list. Okay, sure. I wonder if they're playing man spider to get rid of the electro debuff. That's an interesting question. Let's play Agony, Penny, and then I'm going to once in future Red Guardian. Actually, I'm going to play once in future Red Guardian first, and then I'll play Penny. You've been trying to find decks that that to succeed with that aren't Darkhawk. Quake has won you 3 different Infinity Conquest games. Quake is just one of the best cards I think in the game. It has been for a hot second. Like it's just great. It's great at doing what you want it to do, which I don't think anyone's gonna complain about. Yeah, it makes sense that they're playing Blink here. Is this gonna be a... Yeah, they're not doing Galactus things, so I think we're gonna be okay. If they are, they're not playing it mid this turn. That's gonna get to a lot of power, right? Gets to 12, gets to 17, and then I get to move it and it goes wherever I want to on the final turn? Is Penny gonna give me extra energy here as well? I don't know. Let's find out. We got +3 energy, by the way, from obviously using the once in future in addition to the... What's the other guy I'm thinking of? You know who else I'm thinking of. She does? Kind of love that. That's actually kind of good. It's not going to work twice, right? It will probably only be 1 extra energy. Yeah, that's extra energy. Okay. That's cool. So Gladiator's a card that I think is potentially fun, but it's also really scary against what their deck is trying to do, right? So here's what I kind of want to go for. I think, can I go... I just basically want to throw Ghost Spider here. And can I just go Juggernaut, polymorph into a 6-cost card? Copium, I don't get... We don't get Destroyer. We don't get something that screws us over. This is only good, right? I don't know. This could easily go poorly for us. They're putting all the points in the left lane. Why? What are they doing? Sure, an Infinite? It's a lot of cards in just one spot. Dr. Doom? All right, there are a few 6-cost cards that still make me lose the game, right? We have a lot of points on the board, but this is not a 1 game. Okay, Legion, you're... Okay. Come on, Polymorph. Give me something with more power. That's 1 more power, I'll take it. Woo! Cool, so I definitely didn't know. I heard someone mention that with Penny, and I didn't believe it because it makes sense, but I'm happy about that. I don't think Juggernaut would have worked because of Jubilee and Lockjaw changing the card. Yeah, you're right, it wouldn't have worked. I could have played Misery as well, to be fair, and actually I could have just played Misery and won the game. But it didn't matter to me. I didn't want to play Gladiator was the big thing, as I knew that this was a deck. If they're running Electro, they're typically running War Machine, which also means they're running Infinite, and I didn't want to give them big cards for free. So I purposefully just played, was trying to play a 4-cost there, and the correct answer was that it should have probably been a Misery instead of Juggernaut, but it worked out. I wasn't punished. We'll take it. Let's keep going. What do we have here? We got a Sasquatch and a Kang. What is this Kang? Destroy all 1-cost cards. Well, I don't want that. Actually, do I hate that? Maybe not. Because I can still potentially do some Sasquatch things in a few turns. Go Werewolf by Night. They don't get a Wiccan trigger. What is this? Khonshu. Okay, interesting. Let's go Werewolf by Night. No one expects the Kangmonger. Exactly. Maybe I should have played Werewolf by Night in this right lane, actually. I'm really feeling like I made a mistake right there. I don't know if I want to use Kangmonger. I guess I could, right? We can go... I can play Merlin. Agony into Demon. They're moving Quicksilver. Really want to do it now. But if I play... I know I'm not actually moving Werewolf by Night yet. What? I don't think I'm getting a Sasquatch on the board. What if we just don't do that? If I play Man Spider over here... Doesn't matter. Good for me. I think we play Man Spider over here. We were going to be okay. We were going to double to 14. We were then going to go to 17, 34. And then what I would have done probably is I could have gone Ghost Spider, pulling it over to the right. Do I pull it over to the right lane? I don't know. We had options. I liked it. Okay. You know, they talked about in the OTA how they are making some of these, they want to, you know, make Clog a little bit worse. They're hurting debris. Can Central Park be moved to a less common location, potentially, if they're thinking of doing that? I feel like that would be pretty cool. Opponent loses Lady Sif, and they are a discard deck, whereas we're losing Gladiator. I don't mind that. That's a fine thing. But anyway, I mean, we don't need Central Park to be so common. Ben Brode, can we talk about, like, Central Park just being less, just make it a less common location if you really don't want to have there be more of this Clog stuff? I feel like it's a fair ask. Werewolf by Night's probably fine for now. We can do this. Merlin can also shuffle and or transform some of these squirrels, so potentially can still get other uses out of them. Opponent just lost both Gambit and Dracula, and they lost Lady Sif. They currently have 3 cards discarded right now, which is potentially real. We can copy with the Man Spider. Or do I just want to copy like a really big Gladiator? That feels better, actually, right? Can I go Penny Parker, Polymorph, Nico, and then I could just play the... Then I could play the new Gladiator I get, right? I'm going to snap they didn't play anything on this turn. Locations that give you a card. Like what that... Like, I feel like there's a lot of locations that are just like really mediocre. What is it? There's also one that's less annoying, I think I would argue, is like the one that gives you each a ninja. That one wouldn't be bad to probably have as a rare location. I think Savage Lane's another great shout for one that could be less common. Sure. Crimson Cosmos doesn't do much for us. We've got an Ant-Man against us currently. Thunderbolt's Tower's fine. I don't have anything I want to play. Victoria Hand. I'm not going to get Prio here, but I am going to try to Red Guardian this, is the answer. Is this going to be a Frigga? Yeah, that's fine. So we can at least stop one of the cards, which is good. Or, like, they can't now... The fact that they're running, I think, Ant-Man makes me feel like they're probably playing the ongoing version, which makes my... makes me feel a little bit better about this bit. But... I'll go Werewolf by Night over here for now. Yeah, I'm going Bastion is kind of what I'm feeling. If I leave Agony just in this lane, I can use that with Gladiator later, I think. How do you beat Victoria Hand decks? Outpowering them? That's one answer, but there are legitimately a lot of ways you can try to beat them. Am I going to do a successful job? Different conversation entirely, but I'm going to try. Because they're going to play Bastion right now, correct? Which means what I would like to do is I'd like to be able to play... Can I go Nico into a gladiator? Make them agony merge with this. I think the answer is yes. Yeah, they're just playing Bastion. Sure. So they only get one actual Victoria hand. So right now they only have two. And they can't play anything really in this left lane, right? Like, what do they play over here? Ooh, Moonstone actually means I can't destroy this currently, right? So they're clogged in this lane. They have exactly one lane they're allowed to play their cards in. And that's it. Like, we're actually kind of okay. So if I play... Right? Like, we're fine, actually, in the end. They took a lot of hits over here. Can I go... Man Spider on the Gladiator brings it to a lot of power. I know I was talking about how I don't have a lot of ways to play cards in this lane. What do they play in the left? Like, what does this deck run in the left that they could play in the left lane? I'm trying to figure that out. Like, what answer? What do they have there? Because I feel like they don't have much. Because their cards are also cheaper right now. I feel like they don't have. Yeah, I feel like they don't have a cheaper card, and I don't think I need to compete for that. Like they can't. How do they play speed in the left lane? Crimson Cosmos. I honestly think, as much as I've talked about how I think Ghost Spider as the last play is typically not the best answer, I actually think it's Ghost Spider as the last play for the best answer. I mean, Moonstone was me playing it with Werewolf by Night. Yeah, all they have is Victoria hand. So that's fine. Gets to 28 power. And then I get to move it back to the mid. And we win tiebreaker. Remember when you're like, how do we beat Victoria hand decks? I mean, the answer is just we outpower them, right? The fact that we had Crimson Cosmos as a location was actually really lucky for us. It was good stuff. I like this deck. This is a lot of fun. I think what is it? I think that Man Spider is one of the cards I was most stoked for this season. So we should actually like talk about the deck and such and break it down because I'm really enjoying it. I think this deck's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being able to do all the merge stuff. I love this merge idea. I'm not gonna say it's like one of the best ideas for a deck out there, but it's certainly a lot of fun and I really enjoy it. I think that being able to use Agony onto a Penny, then getting your Spider, and then being able to use your Man Spider with the Spider, by the way, SP//DR, whatever you call that thing. I think it's Spider. That is a whole just very fun line to be able to run all together. And the fact that Penny, if you merge Penny into the Man Spider, that does actually give you +1 energy next turn, which is a really cool thing. I didn't know it worked that way, but that is awesome, and I do like that bit. You also have the Werewolf by Night as another way to potentially get a lot of points onto the board. And in terms of just merging cards, right, you've got some good targets for your Man Spider. You've got your Gladiator. You've got the Misery, which can also help you generate demons with the Hood, or you can get demons from potentially Nico. You also have Merlin to generate bigger cards. There's a lot of fun stuff here. I think if you're looking for some of the replacements for some of these higher series cards, I want to say if you want to do this merge stuff, I think I really would probably want to keep the Agony and Penny. There's a way you could potentially try to do some other stuff. You could try to mess with the Hulkbuster instead, or even try to throw in Symbiote Spider-Man, but I cannot promise either one of those two will be as good. And I think I will continually say that Nico's a great card. If you do not already have it, you need to get it. It's just one of the best cards. Most of you it's just so good. It's just a great card. Get it, please. Similarly with Merlin just also offers a really awesome toolkit, and I think that's sick. If you don't have Misery, you can try to do some stuff. I was questioning at times whether or not I actually wanted Misery, or maybe even want to try like a Grandmaster, Absorb Man to potentially re-trigger the Man Spider. I think either one of those are potential questions. And if you don't have Gladiator, it's actually a substitute I will probably make in this deck. One of two substitutes. If you don't have Gladiator, I want to mess with the new Debris. Debris is going to get changed in the OTA on Thursday, as they've announced the notes a little bit early. Debris is going to be getting changed to be a 3/7 that only adds rocks to your side of the board, and I actually think that's a pretty solid idea, especially in regards to being able to get some additional value with Merlin. So I like the idea of trying to mess with Debris in that slot instead, because then you don't have to deal with potentially if your opponent is running a lot of bigger cards, which some people are trying to run some like Red Skull Surtur decks with Manspider, which might be a better home technically for Manspider, but I liked this deck and I had a lot of fun with it, so I'd recommend that instead. And Red Guardian's also just a good tech card that isn't seeing a nerf immediately. I mean, if you don't have it, I don't know, just put a tech card in there of your choice that does an on-reveal. You'll probably be fine. And then Ghost Spider's another one that I was potentially considering subbing out, potentially for the brand new card Web Sling, just in terms of repositioning your stuff on the board, which I do enjoy Manspider for that as well. You could also try to do a America Chavez in there because it's additional on reveal, puts points into your deck. Or even just like an Orion, just to move your points that you need to around the board. There's a couple other different options in there, but I liked that stuff. But we've talked about all the cards in this deck, other than really Manspider, so let's make sure we talk about the brand new card. And I think this is a really fun card to enter Marvel Snap. This is exactly the type of stuff that I love to do in the game. I love to be able, for some reason, I don't know why, but I've always enjoyed the merging of cards in this game, and Manspider just does exactly what I want to and more. It's a lot of fun, and the ability to be able to play it into any lane, it doesn't have to be played into the same lane that you have whatever the previous card was, and then be able to use it is awesome. I just love it. It's so cool. It can get to really big numbers. It's not going to be something that's going to break the entire game. It's not going to be incredible, like, oh god, you must get this card or else you lose entirely. No, and this, by the way, as I heard people say, this isn't Shuri. Okay, that just because the words on reveal and then doubling power are all on this card does not mean that this is Shuri. Cards can be similar and different or whatever, just accept that. It also Shuri doubles the next card, whereas this doubles the previous card-ish or itself. I don't know. Take it however you will. It's a lot of fun. I think Manspider is a really cool card, and I really enjoyed it. So if you pick up Manspider, you can try this deck out. Let me know how it goes. I think it's a lot of fun. If you want to try to, you know, just do some fun things with merging. And if Penny Parker is, even after the OTA recently, is still burning a hole in your pocket, then maybe you can try to use it here as well. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for hanging out to the end of it. See y'all around soon for some other fun decks. Peace out.